looking fabulous. Derrick King, you've seen him before in the Memphis territory, correct?
Derrick King is one of the mainstays of the Memphis territory. We'll talk more about him later.
This contest is scheduled for one fall of 10 minutes time. Let's introduce you first. Coming into the ring by Taryn Shea. Weighing in at 220 pounds from Memphis, Tennessee, Derrick King.
Get a look at that Taryn Shea in the ring. Got a set of thighs on her that can crush coconuts, my boy.
Disgusting.
Yeah, I figured you'd see it that way.
Yucky. Look at her toes. Does she even clean them? She needs a manicure, a pedicure, and just a plain cure. And here we go! My uncle, none other than Vaughn Lylas, former OVW champion, legend of Seymour, Indiana, and the Davis Arena. Look who's with him.
Your uncle, who's that little pack of dynamite he's got with him there?
That is Miss Hollywood, and trust me, she's already a star.
In Hollywood.
Fans here remember this face. He walks around the ring, hugging old friends. They call it homecoming. And here's the opponent, coming into the ring by Miss Hollywood from Seymour, Indiana, weighing in at 245 pounds, a former OVW heavyweight champion, Vaughn Lylas.
Miss Hollywood failed to hug me when she walked around the ring.
Maybe she just forgot, King.
She left me out.
And maybe she needed another girl to get all the way around. Ladies and gentlemen, you remember Vaughn Lylas for those dangerous chops, those nice head chops. Sounds like a shotgun every time it makes contact with the flesh.
Yeah, he wasn't bad, but I remember a guy named Trailer Park Trash used to throw a few mean chops himself around here, and that might be an interesting matchup on maybe a future show.
Absolutely, and this is the homecoming. Former OVW stars, guys you haven't seen for a long time, coming back to show this great audience what they're all about. And my Uncle Vaughn just made eye contact. Come on, Uncle V.
Eye contact with you.
And he accepts my lifestyle. I don't care what anybody says.
And when you talk about
if I want to be a wrestler, I'm going to be a wrestler.
When you talk about homecoming, don't forget the guy in the middle of the ring, Joe Wheeler, legendary referee around these past 25 years.
Well, there's a lot of rumors going around on Facebook here that Joe Wheeler had passed away. Don't know who
started those, King.
I had heard that from somewhere else. I just passed it on.
That is ridiculous, King.
And his own family members were chiming in. They thought he was dead, too.
No.
Turned out they found him in a funeral home. Now, how close to the truth could we be?
King, tell me what you remember about Derrick King, former tag team champion, one half of the Suicide Squad.
Well, Derrick King, not only was he a mainstay in Memphis wrestling in the South, but also was teamed up with Jason Lee and the Hustler Rip Rogers as part of the Suicide Blondes here in OVW back in the day. And they were a dominant tag team here in rural tag team wrestling back in the days when we were at the Louisville Gardens here in OVW.
Absolutely, Derrick King still keeping at it. He's quite competitive, and he's still prominent on the independent scene today.
They were good. I don't know if they were as good as a prototype and a Rico Constantino, a.k.a. the other guy I mentioned was John Cena.
I know. Quit talking about our
I think they had a manager named Kenny Bolin, if I remember. Yeah, that's who it was. They were pretty good, too.
Well, look at this face here. Look at this face here by Derrick King. He doesn't look like he wants to lock up with Vaughn Lylas.
There's a new Our Life in Town, King. It's me and Ryan Nemes, Southern Tag Team Champions. Hello.
Yeah, sure are.
Fans solidly behind Vaughn Lylas, former OVW heavyweight champion.
Wait till Prince Bolin finds him a tag team he deems worthy and see how long you have those titles.
And again, Derrick King outside into the floor. Now, when we see this happen in the middle of the match, it's usually to break momentum, Paradise. But when we see it happen before, they've really even locked up.
Hey, Derrick King came here from Memphis. You drove here from Seymour. Shut up.
Derrick King's playing a little bit of mind games, but he doesn't know Vaughn Lylas is one of the best at the mind games. He's going to play it right back.
At one point in time, that takes a play right from your playbook.
You want to tell me that Uncle Vaughn Lylas can play mind games with Derrick King?
Yes, Vaughn Lylas can. Vaughn Lylas, just because he's a tall country boy doesn't mean he has the brain to match.
Did you call him a dumb country boy from
No,
Seymour?
I said tall, and if you want to see more, he'll show you a couple more of his chops, King.
That's all right. I got no desire to see any of his chops.
Lylas, not only a former heavyweight champion here, a former OVW Southern Tag Team champion, and really known not only for those chops, but for a brawler style.
And look at that. That's a size differential. Look at King on the floor, right on his booty, which ain't too bad either.
Derrick might be a little low on the energy side tonight with being backstage all night with Taryn Shea.
Look at that booty. It's radioactive.
You talking about Taryn Shea or you talking about Derrick King?
Fall out, boy.
Taryn Shea does have a radioactive booty, I'll give you that.
Yeah, I heard that too. She was eating KFC for a week straight. Derrick King finally making his way back to the ring.
Slow to gain any momentum, slow to get into a rhythm here in this matchup against Vaughn Lylas.
Derrick King in this territory was far more known for his tag team wrestling than his singles wrestling, and this might be just throwing him a bit off kilter here, being in here with a guy who mainly was a singles wrestler in Vaughn Lylas.
That's a pretty good point, King, I have to admit. Tag team wrestling is much different. You're used to looking on a partner for teamwork. Right here, you got to do it all yourself. And Vaughn Lylas, that's what I call mind games.
They're running out of room.
Oh! That's
one leap too many.
Hey, look at that mind game.
Much like the moonwalk.
They say H-A-C-H-A, cha!
Lylas proving to be smarter in that regard.
You take your medications where you came out here tonight?
Everybody's talking about Vaughn Lylas' big chop being a secret weapon. I'm talking about his big brain.
Uh-huh.
Vaughn Lylas has
we ain't going to be
big
talking
organs
much
like
if
a
that's what
big
you're talking
brain, big hand, big feet.
You can end it there.
Take this opportunity to talk about other big things that we have on the card tonight, including former 9-time OVW heavyweight champion, Mr. Wrestling himself, Nick. Woo! That's talk.
Derrick got a big chop of his own.
But look, Derrick's going to those chops. I wouldn't do that if I were you.
You don't want to trade chops with this man. As I was saying, Mr. Wrestling Nick Dinsmore against a U.S. Army veteran, Michael Hayes, his debut here tonight.
Oh,
there it is.
Way to go, Vaughn.
You knew he might be treading on thin ice when he threw that first chop.
Down.
Shades of somebody else from Seymour.
I thought they were checking for weapons around here. That didn't work, Taryn.
Taryn Shea getting involved here.
So sorry.
Taryn can grab a hold of my leg any night she wants.
You don't want her to grab your leg.
Oh, no, all the way
Yeah,
to the
I do.
outside.
5 minutes have expired in this match. 5 minutes remain.
Vaughn Lylas took a little dump to the outside.
And Taryn Shea grinding that heel right over the neck. Grinding that heel right there.
Backing that stuff up right down his throat.
That is so how you not use. That is so how not to use stilettos.
Like you would know. Well, I guess you would know.
Miss Hollywood coming over to even the score here.
A little bit of an argument.
A little bit of a difference in size between Taryn Shea and Little Miss Hollywood. Just a little.
Yeah.
I kind of prefer the Taryn Sheas myself. I like
One's taller, one's wider.
Yeah.
But that interference by Taryn Shea, I don't know anything better to call it. It definitely created
on my girl, kind of the way you like your guys, Paradise.
It created the opportunity for Derrick King to turn things around here.
And look at this. Vaughn Lylas might be in a little trouble. Nope, he got out.
4 minutes. 4 minutes remain in this matchup. 4 minutes.
Vaughn Lylas is still in a little trouble here. Right into that corner. Derrick King fixing. Oh! Hey, he got a little Roddy Dow of his own.
That never hurt you, would it, Paradise?
Of course it would hurt me.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
You little, or you, well, you're nothing about use little.
Out of the way in just the nick of time. King back up to his feet.
And when you say King, you are referring to Derrick
Yes,
King.
I'm referring to Derrick
Vaughn
King, of course.
Lylas, he's bringing it up.
Colcock.
These guys going back and forth. Lord! This is what it's all about.
Who's gonna gain the upper hand here? Man, do you hear those blows?
Who's gonna gain the upper fist?
Right, and another right. It looks like it's going to Lylas. Set up for the ride now.
Yeah!
Big boot.
With that long boot, I thought he was gonna take a bow.
3 minutes left in the matchup. 3 minutes.
Oh, Lylas about to put him into the corner. Derrick King with that. Oh, wait a minute. Derrick King got the back of his head.
I think they knocked heads.
This is not good. Both men, it seems an even playing field right now.
Referee Joe Wheeler laying in the count here.
This is a tough one. One guy might have his nose broken. One guy might have a giant bruise on the back of his head. You never know what's going on. This is concussion city.
And it looks
right
like
here.
Taryn Shea is hopped in the ring here. And Miss Hollywood said she will have none of that.
We got a cat fight.
Miss Hollywood! Ladies and gentlemen!
Hollywood might not be the biggest, but she might be the baddest.
Laying in the blows here.
They
Taryn
didn't.
Shea's got her.
Miss Hollywood didn't have to do nothing dirty to become a star.
2 minutes remaining in the
Here she did
matchup.
it
2
anyway.
minutes.
2 minutes remaining in this matchup. Oh! Face plant. Uh-oh. She might have curved Taryn Shea's nose the other way.
Would you stop it for crying out loud? Taryn Shea's a gorgeous hunter woman.
Don't put your hands on a lady. What's this?
Well,
Darren
he
LaHair.
grabbed Miss Hollywood.
Yeah.
Oh, another big slap.
She's
Oh! Cravat headbutt! That could be it! 2! Yeah! Vaughn Lylas!
Ladies and gentlemen, winner of this match, Vaughn Lylas.
Maybe a little outside interference from Hollywood, you think?
She was evening the score there, King.
Taryn Shea was laying out here socked out on the side of the ring apron.
Taryn Shea wasn't involved in this matchup. Miss Hollywood evened the score and it created the opportunity for Vaughn Lylas to walk away with the 1-2-3 here on Homecoming 3.
Vaughn Lylas neck deep in the OVW faithful, the Danny Davis Arena faithful, and my uncle with the big V